Goodbye YouTube. Hopefully you're all having a good Monday today. Now, before any of you close the video, yes, I am 6foot Hacks, I am Leo, and this is indeed an OU battle, which is something I never thought I would be saying or uploading to my channel anymore. But yeah, I recently started to get into OU battling, and I made this team with one of my good friends, Sarah Boss. His channel link is going to be down in the description, so make sure to go check him out. But this team is basically based around Scarfed Keldeo, Sub-CM Rachi, and Rock Polish Genesect for late game. Now, looking at my opponent's team, he has a very annoying wall core between Chansey, Heatran, and Cofagrigus. Now, I'm actually not underestimating Cofagrigus in this battle just because I know how bulky it is, and I did actually use it in OU in early Black and White, so definitely going to have to watch out for that. Tornadus T and Breloom are really the only two offensive threats that I see, but if I'm able to get rid of those two and even the Heatran, I'm pretty sure if I can bring in my Rachi, get up a sub, and start combining up, I will be able to sweep through his team. So my priority is going to be to get rid of Breloom, Heatran, and Tornadus T. So I'm going to be leading off with my Mammal Swine, predicting him to more than likely lead off with Breloom, which he does lead off with, and I thought that, hey, Ice Shard is going to be an easy 1-hit KO on this Breloom. Then the following turn, if he doesn't bring in Tornadus T, I can get on my Stealth Rocks, and nope. He lives on like 30% and finishes me off with the Mach Punch, so I am not going to be able to get my rocks up in this battle, which means Sour is going to get mad at me. So yeah, anyways, I bring in my Horse Jr., and honestly, I have no reason to not go for the Surf, because at the amount of HP that the Breloom was at, I would have been able to finish him off. So this turn, not wanting to take a possible Will-O-Wisp, or maybe thinking he would go for like the Trick Room and Nasty Plot, I could just bring in Politoed and go for the Perish Song, but he instead goes for Protect. In the following turn, I'm going to go for the Toxic. Now, yes, normally Cofagrigus tend to carry Rest, but if he does go for the Rest, I can use those 2 free turns to my advantage, and even if he doesn't carry the Rest, I can always just stall him out. So I switch it to my Ferrothorn, just wanting to go for the Leech Seed on whatever he wanted to switch out in, or if he wanted to stay in for some odd reason, I could get the Toxic damage and the Leech Seed damage on that. But he does switch in the Chansey. Because he went for the Wish this turn, I know for a fact he's going to pass it off to the Breloom. So what I'm going to do is actually go for the Gyro Ball as opposed to going for the Power Whip or going for a layer of Spikes. And I do manage to get rid of the Breloom, so that's one of 3 threats I want to get rid of. As this turn he brings in the Heatran, obviously I don't want to take a Fire move, and he's going to actually go for the Magma Storm, which believe it or not, I was actually not that surprised about that he went for it, seeing as the Flaming Spade recently has been using a Heatran with Magma Storm, so I guess maybe that's where he got the moveset from. But yeah, this actually works out for him, seeing as he's going to be able to get a good amount of residual damage on my Politoed, seeing as I am poisoned. So knowing that he more than likely is going to switch out, I really have no reason to over-predict, and I'm just going to go for the Scald, as he actually ends up bringing in the Starmie, which I found to be a bit odd. So I thought that he was just going to go for the Thunderbolt, and I don't really want anything on my team to take any unnecessary damage, because I want to keep my Ferrothorn at as much HP as possible. So what I'm going to do is just leave in my Politoed, keep going for the Scald, because at this point it's the most expendable thing on my team, and I really don't need it. As I'm going to bring in my Ferrothorn, I'm going to go straight for the Power Whip, knowing I should be able to take any 1 hit from it, and on the off chance that maybe he does want to stay in, I don't want to go for the layer of Spikes and allow him to hit me with an extra move that I wouldn't have to take. So knowing that he more than likely is going to predict me to switch out, I'm actually going to stay in and go for the Leech Seed, but I miss. So you're telling me that 75% accuracy hits more than 90% accuracy. Above that, out of anger, I stay in on the Heatran. Now keep in mind, I said I wanted to keep my Ferrothorn at as much HP as possible, and I got mad, and I left it in on this damn Heatran. But, as you're about to see, he's actually going to make a very, very big misplay. Switch out, instead of staying in and finishing me off with the Magma Storm, he didn't want to risk the miss, so he pulls a switch out into Chansey, thinking that he would finish me off with the Seismic Toss, but nope! I went for the Leech Seed, and I can take complete advantage of this particular situation, because now, even if he does want to switch out, something is going to get either Leech Seeded, or I'm going to be able to get up a couple layers of Spikes, which I actually do get up 2 layers of Spikes, and after those 2 layers, I'm just going to stay in and constantly go for the Leech Seed, seeing as eventually he's going to be forced to switch out, and because I am burned, I know Power Whip is going to be doing practically nothing to this Chansey, so eventually I'm either going to die, or he's going to switch out, which he does actually switch out into the Tornadus T. Now, I don't want anything on my team to take a possible Hurricane or Heat Wave, so I decided just to leave in my Ferrothorn for fodder, and I was actually not expecting to live this Heat Wave. Luckily I do, and I can get off a decent amount of damage with the Gyro Ball. Above that, I do have the Leech Seed working for me, but I don't see Life Orb, and I don't see Leftovers, which automatically tells me he more than likely is Choice Specs, so I can take advantage of this situation and switch into my Horse Jr., but Of course, he gets the 10% burn, which honestly isn't that big of a deal because now I can just stay in and go for the Surf, thinking he would bring the Chansey. He actually leaves in his Tornadus T for fodder. I don't know why he would do that. I guess maybe he thought at this point he didn't need it. But hey, that's another thing that keeps my Rachi from sweeping out of the way. So he's going to bring in the Chansey. For some strange, odd reason, I decided to stay in just to see how much damage Surf would do, and obviously it does practically nothing. So I am just going to switch into my Ferrothorn just basically as that fodder, as he does go for the Seismic Toss. The Iron Barb damage really doesn't do anything for me. And now I can bring in the MVP of this battle, Sub CM Rachi. Now yes, he does still have the Heatran around, but it's only about at 30 or 40% HP, so what I'm going to do is actually go for the Calm Mind as he goes for the Wish. Now this turn is possibly the most important key play of this battle. I am actually going to predict him to try to pass the Wish off the Heatran, and I'm going to go for the Water Pulse and utterly annihilate that thing. So at this point, the three things that I needed to be gone are gone, and I can just basically sweep through his entire team. So he brings back in the Chansey, and the reason why this is sped up so fast is because it's just me basically using this Chansey as setup fodder and setting up the +6, because at this point the battle is going to be in my favor. As I get rid of the Chansey, his last two are going to be the Starmie and the Cofagrigus. I definitely feel like I could have played this battle better, but I am new to OU, so hopefully I will get better at the tier. And yeah guys, if you did enjoy the battle, you know what to do. If you would like to see some more OU battles, just leave a comment down below saying yes or no. I will definitely still be uploading NU and UU, and I'm going to try to get back into Ubers and RU battling. So with that guys, I do believe I am out of here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Later.